Some people go bowling, some people go hunting, some people go fishing. I just go in my office and I putz. It's an important part of the whole American dream, is come up with an invention and benefit the public with it. I think I have a dozen patents. And inventions, I don't know, I've lost count. Bag clip, it's called the slip and seal. You slide it, and it locks the bag tight. I was watching a birthday party and people say, oh, don't blow the candles out because the kid will spit all over them. Simple, pull out the trigger, it shoots a blast of vector air.
Gene Louma is a quintessential American inventor. I met with Gene at his wonderful homestead that he built in Duluth, Minnesota, to find out more about his history as an inventor and discuss his shocking 8-year battle over his patent rights. I wanted to find out why the United States Patent and Trademark Office was trying so hard to invalidate his patent and helping the large corporations that copied his invention.
Come on in, Josh.
Hey.
Finally we meet.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
It's good to be here. What a beautiful place. When you told me into the driveway, my little shop,
right.
we weren't sure. I thought, he's got to be in the 3-door garage over there.
This was a chicken coop. There was, well, actually ducks and chickens, and my brother remodeled it.
Do you come out here every day?
Every day. Just about every day, all day long.
Oh man, you got your patents out. You found them?
Well, I took your advice and dug out my patents.
Let's talk about Zipit.
There's the very, very, very first original.
Oh my goodness.
It was just a zip tie.
Where did you get this idea?
Well, my daughter, Kim, had had beautiful long hair. Every time she takes a shower, and constantly a problem of the drain plugging up. I fought the battle of, using bent up coat hangers and plungers and drain cleaning chemicals. And like an inventor, I don't throw anything away. Had an old ragged sled hanging there, plastic sled. Took a pair of scissors, cut a strip off of it, fashioned some barbs in it. Ran in the house. I fed it down into the drain, and when I pulled it out, it looked just like a dead rat, just a big glob of hair and soap scum. And the drain immediately cleared.
And the patent office is protecting you, right?
No, the patent office is not protecting me. The patent I have is actually worthless. And this is the patent that I received from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And what is it worth? What did it do to protect me? Zero. As soon as somebody infringed on my product, the patent office threw out my patent.
Zipit Drain Cleaning Tool, the amazingly fast, easy, and inexpensive way to clear clogged and slow-running drains. So simple, you might secretly enjoy using it. Don't believe me?
This is one of the first ones that I felt had a good potential for sales. And I did manage to get into a Menards, a large big box store. When I did show the prototype to them, they said they would purchase the plumbing buyer. He said, we'd take 100,000 of them. And right away I said, well, I'm not going to sit there and start clipping these out of cable ties. This is not made in China, all made here in USA. And we found a company out of Minneapolis that would package them and fulfill the sales. Cobra Products was a supplier. Their salesmen had seen the Zipit at Menards. They came to me and asked to license it. Cobra said, we're in 25,000, 30,000 stores. I worked back and forth with them and came up with a licensing agreement.
And I remember years ago too, when it was first on the market, I don't know where we were going, we were flying somewhere, and Eugene's looking out the window and he says, just think, all those houses, they all have a drain.
In this episode of Inventor's Journal, we're talking to Gene Louma, inventor of the Zipit Drain Tool. Welcome to Inventor's Journal, Gene.
Thanks for calling me.
How did you come up with the idea for the Zipit?
So Cobra is your exclusive licensee, and then GT Waters enters the picture.
Well, Cobra, the main salesman, and he knew what the value and the volume they were selling of the Zipits. And he then manufactured a competitive drain cleaning, integrally molded with barbs and a handle flexible for cleaning drains.
So you got knocked off.
So I got knocked
Welcome to the club.
So I got knocked off. Cobra files a cease and desist on GT Water. GT Water turns around then and files a re-exam on my patent with the Patent and Trademark Office, basically trying to prove the validity of my claims. And at that time, Cobra Products then decided not to help defend this fight with the Patent and Trademark Office. So from that time on, I was left on my own to fight this battle.
How long ago did this start, this re-exam?
It was 2011.
Traditionally, under the U.S. patent system, a patent was a legal grant, a right to the exclusive use of your invention. If someone else believed they were entitled to use your invention, they would have to prove your patent was invalid in a regular court with a trial by jury. Well, unfortunately, Gene didn't get a trial. Instead, he was summoned to defend his patent in an administrative proceeding in the patent office. What did you think about when you heard about a re-exam? Who conducts it? What's at stake? How does that work?
Well, from what I understand, in the beginning, the re-exam was just to take and re-exam the claims in my patent to make sure that there was no prior art that I had forgot in my original patent.
And this was done by the patent office?
By the patent office.
Who defended the re-exam, you or Cobra?
I did. Cobra basically told me that this is your battle, we're backing out. Even though in my contract, we're supposed to share in the cost of the re-exam.
The current laws permit the USPTO to both grant and invalidate the same patent. And in these proceedings, the administrative judges of the USPTO have invalidated 84% of nearly 3,000 patents that they have reviewed. At the time, did you understand that a re-exam, that they were trying to invalidate your patent?
No, I didn't realize that at first.
I think it took several years before you realized what exactly they were doing, that he was going to lose his patent.
You just thought it was a ministerial proceeding, you had to pay another bill.
I had to pay another bill, and my attorneys kept telling me, you don't have anything to worry about, we can overcome these arguments.
What happened with the relationship from Cobra as this re-exam lingered?
They started realizing that I'm not being able to defend my patent. And in my contract it says I'll get paid royalties as long as I have a defendable patent.
You already had a patent. What are they talking about, defend the patent?
Well, that's what we thought. I couldn't believe it. I thought, how do you defend a patent? It's something we already purchased.
Behind my back, they secretly started manufacturing their own knockoff to the product that I had the licensing agreement with them for. And they called and told me, Gene, we're manufacturing our own product. You will no longer be getting royalties off of the Zipit. When I was about 15 years old, I noticed that I started losing a lot of my strength. And it wasn't until I was 35 years old I went to a doctor because I was gradually getting worse. I was falling real easy and I was losing all the strength in my hands and arms. I was diagnosed and it was muscular dystrophy. And I had 3 children and I didn't really want to get them tested, but we thought we better. And then 2 of my That's when we found out that 2 of my 3 children had it.
I was excited to move out here, and Brian was excited because he could fish, and Kim had horses, and Kevin always wanted motorbikes.
We spent the proceeds from the royalties to help the family.
Lifts, scooters, ramps, that's where the money went towards, was to keep us here and live independent lives. We want our children to live independent lives.
Someone along the way recognized that when they challenge a patent, one of the defenses is to say it wasn't obvious because it was commercially successful. And that comes from a Supreme Court case that says it's not obvious. And you had evidence, but I found it wasn't put into your record.
Well, what happened is my attorneys said that gather up all the information on the sales. And at that time, there were like 13 million sales already to prove that it's not obvious. Cobra's attorneys said, we do not want anybody to know what the volume of sales are. I did file a lawsuit against Cobra for invalidating the licensing agreement. They countersued and demanded back all of the royalties they paid me from day one. Cobra Products felt that because they said I didn't have a defendable patent, it was their right to start manufacturing their own product.
The attorneys for the copycat argued to the USPTO that Gene's patent covered an older technology, a drain cleaning device that was invented in the year 1906. But Gene never claimed any rights to the 1906 device. That would be ridiculous. Anyone can use the older technology without violating his patent. So originally, Gene and his attorney and the examiners at the USPTO agreed on the language for the patent that was issued in 2003. But now, these administrative judges say that their colleagues were wrong back then to have issued the patent. They say the 1906 device has staggered, integrally molded barbs and a handle just like the Zipit. And this is contrary to the opinion of the original examiner. You see, it's easy to make up an argument over the meaning of the words. But here, the USPTO won't make up their mind. They're leaving Gene's previously approved patent in limbo for almost a decade.
When a patent is re-examined, that's filed in the courts. So other competitors can see that I am under litigation. And that opened up Drano, Roto-Rooter, all these others, plus the Chinese knockouts, to come in and just start selling them. And I was unable to stop the Patent and Trademark Office from reversing claims to my patent.
From then on, the process was kind of like the muscular dystrophy, the disease. You know, you don't realize it slowly progresses, and that's exactly how I felt these last 7 years were.
Recently, an appeals court ruled that the administrative judges of the USPTO are illegal because under the Constitution, judges must be appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate. After all these years, it looked like Gene was going to get a chance to plead his case before a real judge. But the director of the USPTO has filed against Gene and dozens of other inventors at the Supreme Court, saying that they do not have the right to a fair and impartial judge confirmed by the Senate. Instead, they say that the procedures they used for picking these judges are good enough. The director of the Patent Office stepped in and now recently filed a petition to the Supreme Court asking them to uphold their decision in validating your patent.
We bought and paid for this patent. We've had to defend this patent, and we want to continue to defend it. And the Supreme Court is saying, if you continue to defend it, we're going to sue you.
I've been fighting the Patent and Trademark Office, the PTAB, for 9 years, and I've spent over $400,000 in excess.
I thought when you have a patent, it protects the product, the Zipit. This patent did not protect our product. To me, it's worthless. It's a worthless piece of paper that we spent thousands of dollars on.
You were able to file your response. You're in the fight still. I like that you're moving on. You haven't stopped inventing. That's important. And we need inventors like Gene.
And he hasn't given up. Despite all of this, none of us have given up. We're still moving forward, and he's got several products now that we're hoping to get on the market. He's hoping to get on the market. And like we say, we'll never give up.
What would it take to stop you from inventing?
Well, 6 feet under.
You mean your chicken coop when that day comes?
I hope so. And then I'll just have my ashes spread out in Lake Bernice.
think your story, especially your fight with the patent office and these big corporations, is there a silver lining? Do you think we can turn that into a positive?
I hope so, otherwise I wouldn't really be doing it. And if it's, if it'll benefit the future generations of inventors, that's really why I'm, the biggest reason why I'm doing this. I'm making aware to the public and aware to the inventors that their inventions that they're working so hard to get are in jeopardy. And we need inventors. And I'm not looking for any fame or fortune. I just want to do what's right. I want to help people. I don't want other inventors to go through what I did, and I really appreciate the efforts that you're putting into this. And I believe that something good will come out of this. I really do.